That would probably help. There we go. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to this emergency live coverage here of a particularly dangerous situation. A tornado is currently on the ground on its way toward the heart of Chicago, Illinois. This is a situation that we never wanted to see, and yet here we are. So I apologize for the kind of bare bones appearance of our stream tonight. This is very much something that is going to be kind of off the cuff, seeing as how this was a very quick situation to develop. Um, we are going to be on this, or at least I will be on this for a little while yet. Hopefully, we will be able to watch this tornado dissipate before it hits Chicago, but I've yet to see. We do have some other tornado warnings in place, one north of Algonquin, as well as one to the west of Schaumburg. That one's actually confirmed now in east of Plato Township. So we do have two tornadoes on the ground right now. No, this is a radar confirmed tornado. This is on the ground as of just a couple minutes ago. So it's currently heading towards Cicero. In fact, you can kind of see right here, that is our tornado right there. So it is on the ground, it's on the move. It is currently moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So that puts it on a path for Chicago. It'll be in the heart of Chicago, or at least over Lake Michigan, in about 20 to 25 minutes. So that's all the time you have from now to when this tornado reaches the heart of Chicago. So you need to get to shelter now. If you are anywhere near this thing, you need to be in shelter. Let's see. Yep, it is still confirmed on the ground. Located over Stickney or Berwyn. Excuse me. I got a little surprised when I saw this happen. So forgive me if I'm kind of breathing a little heavy, but so here it is. This is our tornado. It's currently over Stickney, moving toward Cicero, and it is kind of it's a little south of I-290. It's currently kind of paralleling I-55. If that helps you, it's on the north side of I-55. So make sure that if you are in Chicago or anywhere near Chicago, you are moving to shelter now. It is not a situation that you want to be taking lightly. Let me just make sure about this other tornado warning back here. This one is moving east at 40. I believe I can see exactly where that tornado is as well. It's going to be right in there. That's going to be our tornado there. So overall, this is going to be a very dangerous situation. I'll try to talk everybody through it. Hopefully nothing too crazy will come of it. Let's see here. Can we see it on this radar? Does not appear. So I think, oh, this radar got taken out by this tornado. What it looks like. This is a terminal radar. These normally update every 2 minutes. It's been almost 10. So it's safe. It's safe to say this radar is probably gone from the tornado. There it is on the Chicago Midway radar. So it is definitely on the ground. It looks like it may have hit a radar site directly, which means that we have lost some radar coverage of this entire event. So, all right. So if you are anywhere in this area that is currently under this PDS tornado warning, you need to move into shelter. What does that mean? That means getting to the lowest floor of a sturdy building as far away from any windows as possible. I know that if you are in Chicago proper, that's going to be rather difficult to find a place like that. But if you are in any high rises, you just need to get to the lowest floor possible. That is your best bet to stay as safe as you possibly can. So make sure that you are getting to those safe places now. There is no time to waste. This is an ongoing situation. So, wow, actually. Yeah, that is a very impressive, that's a very impressive signature. You can see it right there. It looks like a touchdown right near Countryside. In fact, you can make the argument that might have been on the ground even as far back as Burr Ridge, and then it kind of translated to the north and east, and it's been doing that ever since. It's got a very good debris signature on it. So, let's see. Is there visible on the Chicago Skycam? I do not know. If you have sources for that, go for it. Check. But I personally do not have that on hand at the moment. But it is pretty clear from the radar presentation that there is something there. So I'm 100% willing to believe that there is something there, which is not good. I'll put it that way. Yeah, so this tornado is currently moving into an area with almost 1.8 million people. So that's why I made the decision to hit the go button for this live stream to start getting information out there to as many people as I possibly can. I know that there are many other weather news networks up right now, and they are also giving their information out, which is perfect. The more sources of information that exist, the better. But for those of you who are here with us for this coverage, thank you very much for choosing us as your source of information. We hope that we give you the best information that we can for this event. Um, Jesus though, that thing came out of nowhere. Well, it didn't come out of nowhere. I noticed this supercell around probably an hour and a half ago back by Boulder Hill, and I noticed it already had the hook shape. Excuse me. So I knew it was already there. I didn't. I thought that it had died by the time I passed Boulder Hill. You got a tornado warning kind of as it was getting toward Naperville. But then, obviously, as we know now, once it passed by Willowbrook, it popped a tornado right down to the ground, and it very quickly grew into a rather decent signature on radar. So, yes, this is still a radar confirmed tornado moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. And yes, that is very true. People do respond a little better if they see it with their own eyes rather than if they have it on radar. I did recently check some sources. I don't think I can show it because I don't have licensing as part of Advective weather. I don't think we have licensing to it. But I did see a picture of the tornado on the ground in Hodgkins. As it was passing by here, it was still on the ground. It was about, give or take, about 13 minutes ago. But it is likely still on the ground. It may have lifted, but it's still going to be, it's still treat this as if it is on the ground. Especially if you were in Chicago itself, because I mean, just look at all these people that are going to be right here. And this tornado, if it's still on the ground, it's going right for it. So please make sure if you are in Chicago, or you know anybody in Chicago, you need to tell them that you need to get the shelter immediately, especially if they're in a high rise, because it's going to take a long time to go from the top floor to the bottom floor. So make sure you get into shelter as quickly as you can. This is not a light situation to take. You need to treat this very seriously. And there's a whole bunch of other supercells trying to fire as well. Let's see, how's this one doing by Elgin? Radar indicated tornado, good. That's been downgraded. By Algonquin, radar indicated, good. All right. So let me see here. I'm gonna go into a Discord call very quickly here. So that way, at least if anybody from the team wants to join me on this live stream, they absolutely can. I'm not opposed to the proposition. I'm just wanting to make sure that I have all my bases covered. But yeah, so if you have any comments, questions, concerns regarding this event or the event as a whole, please let me know. I will answer it as best as I can. Bear in mind, I am not a Met student myself, but however, I do have at least enough knowledge on the subject to be able to at least give my 2 cents should you want it. But yeah, this is not good. I really do hope that this isn't on the ground anymore. It doesn't look like it is. In fact, it looks like the supercell may have split. So it looks like, so this is one half of the supercell. This is the second half. So the northern half is what produced the tornado that prompted the PDS warning. That one looks like it's dissipating. It looks like it's dying. The southern one, however, looks like it's trying to take over, but it might be outflow dominant. So you can see that outflow boundary right there. So we'll see if it manages to put down another tornado. We'll see if this tornado is still on the ground. I'm not too confident at this time. However, it is still very important that you treat this as if it is still on the ground. It doesn't take much for these small supercells to put down tornadoes. It does not take much at all. So let's see, anything from TMW. Yeah, you can see very easily the split. So if the tornado is still on the ground, it's in this area, but you can see there's really nothing there anymore. So that's a good sign. This is good. However, to the south, you can see this signature here. That's a little worrying, but I'm not too worried about it just yet. So Has the National Weather Service downgraded it yet? No, they have not. They're probably going to leave it as PDS until they know for certain that it's off the ground. Um, but even still, I think that keeping it as a PDS is probably a good idea, at least for the near term, just because of the situation in place. These storms have the environment there. It's a very localized threat, but the threat is very real. So I think keeping it as a radar indicated or potentially radar confirmed tornado all the way until it exits the coast. I think that's probably the best course of action, just to make sure that people are seeking shelter as fast as they can. Yeah, you can see that southern cell trying to become the dominant one there, but it's uncertain whether or not it'll actually manage to get all the way to that stage. So, so just so everybody knows, we do have the advanced or the enhanced risk. That's this orange outline here. So that's why we have this tornado watch, which is this red kind of parallelogram here. So this was put in place for a 10% chance of tornadoes, which along with a significant modifier, which basically means that there is a 10% chance for a tornado to happen within any 25-mile radius. So from Chicago, 25 miles. So let's see. So about there. So there was a 10% chance of a tornado, but a potentially significant tornado to occur within this radius. And as we know, we got one. We had a tornado on the ground, and we actually had two tornadoes on the ground just as a little while ago. No, this is just a normal PD. This is a normal tornado watch. This was for those in the know. This was a 50-30 tornado watch, so it wasn't a very high end one. Um, I mean, given it was a highly conditional threat. So it wasn't. We didn't know with 100% certainty that oh yeah, there's going to be a strong tornado here. It was highly conditional, so we had no idea until it actually happened, which is why they kept the probability so low. So, so I think the NWS they did in the SPC. I think they did a fantastic job with this watch. I think they did a fantastic job with this warning. So I got to give props where they are due. All right, so we have a new tornado on the ground east of South Elgin. So let me see if we can't figure out where that is. It's going to be either here or here. I'm going to guess that. Let's see here. Let's bring the radar back. And I'm going to guess that it was this circulation. Let me double check here. East of South Elgin. So somewhere in here, there is a tornado. I cannot tell exactly which one. I'll get the correlation coefficient up in a moment so we can check for ourselves. As of right now, I just don't see a tornado. I don't see anything significant, but there is a tornado as confirmed by weather spotters. So, so that's going to be something to watch as well. But yeah, you can see here we have another supercell here trying to develop over Hodgkins. We have the split supercell trying to become dominant. We have another one trying to develop there potentially. So the environment is still very much primed to go. It's just a matter of will these circulations actually take hold? I don't know if they will. So so this is still a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. If there is a tornado still on the ground, it is within the city limits of Chicago. So please, if you are in Chicago or you know anyone in Chicago, tell them now, hunker down and don't move. If they are in a precarious situation, like a mobile home or whatever, make sure that they get out of the mobile home, get into a ditch, or find some sturdier shelter. They don't have very long; they have minutes at this point. So, but thankfully, it does look like this circulation has weakened considerably. I don't see the tornado still on the ground, so I think in terms of that, we should be good. But it's still very important that you treat this as if it is on the ground. Let me just double check this blue pixel here. That is clear air contamination. That is not a tornado debris signature. So that is very good. That is very, very good. We do not want to see tornado debris signatures. We do have this couplet here. This is what's going to be producing our tornado near Bartlett in Hanover Park at this time. But yes, so if you are in the chat, I do once again want to extend my gratitude to you for popping into this stream to get your information on this very dangerous situation that quickly evolved for downtown Chicago. I do so, I know there are many sources of information out there, and I'm glad that you chose us for this information. Um, and for the record, that no, sorry, I started this stream very quickly, so I have very little prepared in terms of what I want to say. So forgive me if I ramble. Yes, I did see all the flooding in our part of the country. I'm from New England as well. So I'm well aware of what happened in Vermont. I know about the railroad track that's left suspended, a couple tens of feet in the air because of all the ground being washed out from underneath it. I know all about that. And unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be another threat tomorrow with another moderate risk being for heavy rainfall being put in place for Vermont. So Vermont, unfortunately, is not out of the woods yet. But for right now, we need to focus on Chicago and the surrounding areas, as these tornadoes are not letting up, as far as we can tell. So forgive me if I'm like moving around a lot here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. So, oh, that's worrying. Why do we have a tornado warning in Pennsylvania? let me um let me check on that really quick. I'm going to check that really quick. What is going on? Why is there a tornado warning out in Pennsylvania? What's going on? Oh, that'd be why. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's a couplet. So yeah, tornado could be forming there near Brookville, Pennsylvania, but that's not my main concern right now. My main concern is what's happening in Illinois, so I'll keep that in the back of my head. I'll check up on that in a second, but until these tornado warnings go away, I don't think that's going to be our. I don't think there's going to be anything. On the Rails dam, I don't know. Like there was too much happening for me to really kind of keep up with it, unfortunately. So I'm not entirely sure. I know the dam almost broke. So and yeah, I agree, Raymond. That is an extremely random little tornado warning out in the marginal risk in Pennsylvania. I don't know why it's there, but I mean, I can check the tornado probabilities and we can see whether or not there is a tornado threat out there. And nope, there was not a tornado threat out there. So yeah, just random storm decided to start spinning and it got a tornado warning. So cool. All right, let me pull back up the categorical outlook. There we go. Yes, to anybody in the chat, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns that you want to put my way, go right for it. I'm here to inform you. I'm not here to entertain myself. I can promise you that. I had other plans for this evening, but I'm pushing them aside just for a little while, so that way I can give you this information. Let's see. So this is still being called observed. That's radar indicated, and this one is still PDS. This is going to be in effect for another 16 minutes, but I have a feeling they're going to probably cancel this as the original storm has now exited the coast of Chicago. So, and yes, I'm concerned about the rainfall here in the Northeast as well. To be honest, my area didn't get it too bad the other day, but that could very easily change in the coming days. So, I'll be keeping an eye on it from my area as well as the rest of the Northeast. If we need to, we'll be putting out another video on the upcoming flood threat. So if you want to be notified about that, just you can go ahead and subscribe. You'll be able to get notifications about us uploading. You'll be able to start getting some information from us regarding some of these other threats when it comes to things like that. Your yearly average in Denver a week or two ago in terms of rainfall. Rainfall. Yep. I guessed it before you finished the sentence there, Wick. But yeah, I fully believe that to be certain. Let's see here. I'm just double checking some other sources that I have, so bear with me, guys. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. There may have been two tornadoes on the ground at the same time near Elgin. Apparently, from what I'm seeing on some of the sources that I got. So let me back up radar here. So, yep. So apparently, both of these circulations were able to put down a tornado. I did not realize that was going to be happening today, but we had twins apparently at some point. But take that with a grain of salt. That's just from one. That's from me just kind of doing a cursory glance through. So you know, it may have happened, it may not have. I'm not entirely sure. And there we go. The PDS tornado warning has been canceled for Chicago. So that is good. So this used to be our supercell. It's kind of died. This is the new supercell, but that one's also kind of eh. So the next ones they're going to have to watch are these ones by Schaumburg, Bloomingdale, and Roselle. These are going to be the rotations that we need to watch for the next little while. But let me check in on Pennsylvania. Let me see what's going on here. Northeast sun are also under 50% wind, hail, and 2% slight risk tomorrow. Really? Oh, they introduced a tornado risk as well here, huh? Wow. I did not expect that. But, yeah, I can see why, though. Let me check that outlook, see what they're doing. All right, so same from Kentucky all the way up to the Canada, New York, Vermont border is where the tornado threat's going to be in the Northeast. Okay. So overall, not too shabby. Could get upgraded, but we'll see. Right now, though, we do have bigger fish to fry. So let me just make sure that I'm not missing anything here. Yes, to everyone just tuning in, you just missed a PDS tornado that narrowly missed Chicago, probably by a matter of a couple of miles, if I were to make a guess. I can get you kind of an off-cuff estimate here, so we can see exactly how close Chicago got to being hit by a tornado. So it looks like it probably was lifting as it passed Stickney, and it was definitely off the ground by the time it got to Cicero. So it missed Chicago by a matter of 6 miles, which would have given residents there about 5 minutes to take cover if it were still on the ground. So definitely was a very scary situation, one that definitely prompted going on the air. I'll stay on the air for a little while longer, probably until around 7:15 Central Daylight Time, to make sure that these tornado warnings get taken care of. Hopefully these don't continue to produce anything, but if something does happen, then I will be sure to come back on the air, or at least another team member will. So we'll see how that goes. The Pennsylvania tornado warning expires in 26 minutes. That is until 8:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time is when that will expire. It's currently riding I-80, and you can kind of see still rotating, but it's not as impressive as it once was. So I can see the tornado warning being allowed to expire or potentially even being canceled once the timing is right. So, yep, so there we go. That's confirmation right there. TORD probably took a direct hit from that tornado as it passed by. Yep, there it is. There's the couplet. That right there is what took out that radar. You see it very easily there. So yeah, this radar station absolutely took a direct hit from a tornado and got taken out in the process. In fact, there it is. You can see. So the tornado isn't on the ground yet. As it's passing by Buff Ridge or Burr Ridge, and it looks like it touched down just to the northeast of Burr Ridge there by I-55. It then went off to the northeast, skirted north of Hodgkins as it was paralleling I-55. And then as it passed by McCook is when the tornadic circulation took out the radar. So, yeah, definitely was this definitely was a relatively strong tornado. I can't give any any guesses on exactly how strong, because I'm not a surveyor, and plus we can't really get the inference from radar. Unfortunately, at least not yet. Um, we'll see what the National Weather Service out of Chicago says about this tornado when they once they do their surveys in the coming days. So in the meantime, we do still have our main radar here, K-Lot. We do still have, let's see, we have 1 weak rotation, we have a stronger rotation, and we have a broad rotation. So any one of those can be producing a tornado right now. As of yet, they have not updated this tornado warning. So I don't know if they're going to continue it. They're probably going to continue the tornado warning, but I don't know if it's still on the ground. We're going to have to wait on that to see. If you're talking about the radar dome, I doubt it. What probably happened is that it probably just got hit by enough debris that it probably severed some electrical connections, and that's probably what took it out. I don't think the radar itself was ripped out of the ground, because for that to happen, this tornado would have had to be exceptionally strong, and we would have seen some much better pictures than what I've seen, or at least like pictures of a violent tornado. But what I saw was just, yeah, that's a tornado. So no, it was on the ground. It definitely warranted the PDS as it was heading straight for the heart of Chicago, but I don't think it was that strong. We'll see what they say. But yeah, for right now, speculating ratings aside, or actually, we're gonna stop the speculation of ratings because pre-rating tornadoes is something that should never be done. You need to, so we leave it to the professionals. They know what they're doing, so just leave it at that. Yeah, this has got a really nice outflow boundary though. Really nice textbook one even. All right. Severe thunderstorm warning in Missouri. That's no biggie. This is still radar indicator rotation here in Pennsylvania. That's also looking not too great anymore. So I think they're going to let that expire. I don't think that's a B word though. Yeah, no, that does not line up. So the rotation's way out here, but yeah, no, that's nothing. Let's see. They have issued a new tornado warning. They're saying it's radar indicator rotation, so that's good. So yeah, so those tornadoes are no longer on the ground. They could very well put themselves back on the ground at any time. So, and they are on track to go toward the northern suburbs of Chicago if they continue on their current path. So, I will stay on the air at least for a little while. We're gonna watch these as they come in, and we are going to make sure that they do not do anything that will warrant another PDS. We do not want another PDS. So I'll stay here. I'll stay with it. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I will make sure that I'll relay the information as soon as I get it for you guys. But to those who are here, thank you very much for joining in. I do hope that I am giving enough information for you guys to make informed decisions on what to do in this scenario. Did NWS State College cancel the warning? I don't believe so. Yeah, they actually reissued the tornado warning they updated it as of 6 minutes ago. So I don't think they're gonna cancel it. They're gonna probably just let it expire due to time. That's my guess. They could very well cancel it though. I could see them doing that. So unfortunately, if you're in Chicago, you are not in the clear from tornado threats for this evening, especially if you are in the northern half. If you're kind of north of I-290, you folks, you're still very much under the gun from what's coming from the direction of Schaumburg, Elk Grove Village. But if you are south of I-290, you're less in the danger zone, but you still could very easily see something if they decide to take a deviant right turn. So make sure that you are watching your weather radio, your TV, your phone very closely, because because this situation could turn ugly again if it wants to. Very odd in the Northeast. Are you referring to the tornado warning in Pennsylvania, or are you referring to the severe thunderstorm warning? Because the severe thunderstorm warning is actually issued. Not that's not a United States. That is Environment Canada that issued that one. So yeah, I get see as part of my subscription to RadarScope, I do get warnings that come out of Canada. So in fact, I know there's some stuff happening out in Western Canada. So that's fun. You make a good point, Raymond. You make a very good point. Yeah, I figured you're talking about the trader warning at PA. Um, but yeah, it definitely was random, but or, well, not random. Like it kind of came out of nowhere. You can see very easily why they issued it though. If we back this up, you can see very easily this frame right here. This frame right here is probably why they issued it right there. You can see that couplet very clearly as it developed near Brookville, but now the circulations has almost gonna be dissipated. So they're probably gonna let that expire, but they might just outright cancel it. We'll see. For now, though, these are going to be our big situations that we're going to be watching. It looks like Elk Grove might try to go down, although Addison might also try to get to put down a tornado. So we'll see. See here. Wonder if terrain affected the spin up. It might have. Terrain definitely might have had something to do with it. You are not wrong about that. The terrain in that area does tend to do some weird things to storms, so very easily could have. But yeah, it's a very good thing that all these storms didn't fire um, further off to the west. Like if this line of storms were present out by Algonquin and Schaumburg, we would have some very serious issues for sure. Because a lot of these are spinning now. Let's see, they're gonna let this tornado warning expire. I can see them maybe issuing another tornado warning to extend out to the coast, just to keep people there alert as to what's coming. But this tornado warning here, it's almost definitely going to be extended in a few minutes here. Yeah, I do remember something about that, Raymond. You make a very good case. So, but but unfortunately, nothing major happened tonight, so I can't really say either way. Um, and plus, again, I'm not a Met student myself, so I'm not entirely certain. But I can make a pretty educated guess and say that might have been something that aided its formation. Um, but overall, I think the rotation probably came up due to a merger or something along those lines, and then just quickly because it's not as good as environment, it just fizzled out. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up my 4 panel view here. Gonna get a little more technical. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, there is a tornado right there in Glendale Heights. Um, it's since lifted, but yeah, if you're in, so right here there might be a tornado, but at least there was. Addison, Elmhurst, and Villa Park. I would be in shelter right now if I were you. I'm gonna be completely honest there. I'm going to update this ticker bar, so allow me a few moments here while I do that. Just hang tight, everybody. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. Let's see what I want to name this. What I want to say. What I want to say. Sure, that works. Okay. All right. So it absolutely was a QLCS spin up for sure. Well, this counts as QLCS. I think that it's a small QLCS, but I think that it does count as QLCS. But yeah, it was if anything was on the ground there, it was very short lived anyway. You saw it. I mean, it was 3 frames of CZ drop. So if there was anything there, it was small, weak, didn't really do much. But yeah, so I'm just watching this circulation in particular as it's making its way to the coastline. It's got about 20 miles to go, and it's moving east at 30 miles per hour. So I expect it'll be on the air for at least another half hour, maybe 45 minutes. Until these circulations either completely choke themselves off or that these move offshore. So stick with me. I'll be here, be making sure that things are going smoothly. So don't mind me while I am just make sure that things aren't going too nutso out here. All right. Oh, my camera die? Did my camera just break? I think my camera just broke. 1 second, guys. Hang on. Hang on. Let me fix that. We got OBS. Ah, there we go. We back. Back. Yes, we're back. Okay. Sorry for that. Don't know what happened there. Normally it's radar scope that crashes, not my camera. So, whoops, my bad. Yeah, so this is the only tornado warning left in the state of Illinois. They canceled the tornado warning in Pennsylvania. So that's good. We don't have any tornado warnings down here on the other enhanced. So that's good. If you have stream fails, I'd pick that to be a candidate. You know what? You're not wrong, actually. You're not wrong, Raymond. You're not wrong. Anyway, so all right. So there is our last tornado warning for these storms, it looks like. So I said they would extend it to the coast. That's what they did. They included Chicago again. So severe thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes were located along a line extending from Plain to Villa Park, moving east at 35 miles per hour. And good job, Chicago. These is storms. These is storms. Or theses. Theses. Yes, that's that word. Theses. Theses storms have an extensive history of producing tornadoes. Um, so yeah. Yeah, it's a very small QLCS. There's only like 2 or 3 circulations within it, but it's a very, 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 very small one, if that. You can almost argue that they're kind of semi-discrete supercells because it is how close they are and how few there are. But overall, I think however you want to classify it, it's fine. So this tornado warning will remain in effect until 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That is in about 40 minutes. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is just a little storm. That's not really anything to worry about. Let's see here off the coast. How are those supercells doing? Those supercells kind of look kind of meh. So I don't think they're gonna do anything anytime soon, which is good. Oh, so chat. I'm gonna be completely honest here. I know I'm gonna be sneezing any minute here. I can feel a tickle in my nose. So if I go mute, that's why. So so I don't blow out your eardrums. So, but I'll be keep tabs on this still, even though I'm trying to fight off a bit of a sneeze. So we'll see what happens here. Not that this is a laughing matter, of course. Chicago nearly got hit by one tornado, and they might get hit by another. So we're gonna be we're gonna be watching these very closely as they come in. Just check on a couple other things as well. Let me see here. Can I update the Pennsylvania tornado warning? Yes, it has been canceled by NWS State College. So the tornado warning in Pennsylvania is no longer in effect. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Deep, deep, deep. Boo. I hope to God that I did not just accidentally break stream for a second there, just by refreshing the page. Okay, we have a new business skill discussion out for this area. So let's read it off. Confirmed tornadoes have occurred across northern Illinois in the last hour. Surface objective analysis indicates 200 to 300 units of effective SRH, or surface relative helicity, near a lifting warm front located across northern Illinois near the Chicago Metro. A low-level jet axis of 30 to 35 knots extends across north-central Illinois and will gradually shift eastward across Lake Michigan and into northern Indiana and the state of Michigan through the next few hours. The threat area will also likely shift eastward through time as this occurs. A downstream watch may be needed in the next couple of hours. So, all right. So with the saying, so in this area, there's a lot of helicity. There's a lot of ability for these storms to spin when they get into the area. And there is also a low level jet, which is a stream of very fast moving air, very close to, like, not close to the surface, about a kilometer above the surface, about half a mile. And that is going to aid in increasing the shear to allow these things to spin. So, whew. It's very important that you keep everything in mind as the night goes on. I'm hoping that nothing else happens, but unfortunately, things have already happened. So we're going to have to be very cautious as to what is going on in the next few hours here. All right, so let's do some quick analysis here. Let's see. Have we gotten any new tornadoes on the ground? I don't believe so. So I think we're good in that regard. So you're on base at Radarscope and you get Canada and Australia warnings. Yes. Yes, Radarscope does do that. That's pro level 1. However, I have pro level 2, which allows me to also go back in time and look at historical data. So you know, so that's all. But it's also got a few other features. But overall, it's a very good intro program to radar analysis. Once I have some additional funds underneath my belt, I will likely upgrade to Radar Omega, so that way I can get a few more features as well. So, but at least for now, this is it's good enough to at least get the information out there, and to also get the information that I need to make informed decisions on a day-to-day basis, which is really all you really need in a radar program. So, whew. But overall, once the storm moves off the coast of Chicago, off into Lake Michigan, I will likely be terminating the stream. If we have to go back on the air, I likely will not be the one to do it. I'll try to consign one of the other team members to do so that we are able to kind of make sure it's not just my voice getting destroyed by doing these live streams. And forgive me if I'm also a little chipper, a little lighthearted. I'm just trying to keep a level head throughout this. So that's why. So I hope that is permissible to you guys. I don't want to come off as someone who's downplaying the severity of the situation. I don't know, Raymond. I don't live in Australia. I've never lived in Australia, and I've only interacted with an Australian a handful of times who was into weather. But that was from a past chapter of my weather tracking life, and it's a chapter I don't wish to repeat. So I think I'm going to probably go most of my life without knowing how those work. If that makes sense. Well, Raymond, here's the thing, all right? Chat's going slow enough, so I'm actually able to kind of respond to most messages that are posted. So, oh, there is a tornado near our airport. Okay, we have a tornado near our hair. Okay. Back to serious mode. Back to serious mode. There is a tornado near O'Hare. I'm not sure where it is here, so let's see here. Near O'Hare. Where is O'Hare? Is it near Elmwood? Is it near Broadview? I'm not sure which one of these it is. It's one of these. I don't know which one exactly. So somewhere in there is a tornado. The fact that I'm not seeing it on radar means it's probably rather weak, which is good, but at the same time, I can't see it, which is no bueno. Yeah, I'm willing to bet they've already issued the ground stop. I mean, once the tornado warning goes in place, there's very little reason to get people out. So let me see. Oh, hair. Let me get the exact location of this place so I can. No, excuse me. So it's by Elk Grove Ridge. I know I saw that town name, didn't I? I did not. South of the Plain. Come on, I'm better than this. All right, it's up I-90. So okay, so it's up in here. So the tornado's up in there right now. That's where the tornado is. So I'm gonna guess that it's going to be rather weak. We'll see. Yeah, I agree, Raymond. Yeah, I don't see any noticeable TDS. So this tornado, at least as of now, is likely weak. So that's good. But still, a tornado doesn't have to be particularly strong for a yeah, it doesn't have to be particularly strong for it to affect planes on the ground. So I'm hoping that it's already passed the airport safely, that it didn't overturn any planes and do any damage. But we'll see. Excuse me. Okay. So I'll answer Aaron first and I'll get to you, Churro. So Aaron, if you hear the sirens, no. So the only reason to go and buy cookies at the store is if the store has a better shelter than wherever you are currently. So, but so basically, if it's within like 2 minutes of you, maybe. But realistically, it's better to seek shelter in the closest sturdy shelter to you at that moment. So I would not recommend just going out to buy cookies while the sirens are going on. All right. So once the sirens are done, once the sirens go silent, then then you can go out and get cookies. But for now, I recommend just finding shelter and staying there. Worst day of your life? Listen, it'll be an even worse day if you're on your way to get the cookies and a tornado hits you, because you are much more likely to get seriously injured and potentially become a casualty of the tornado if you are on the road. So it's better to be in a sturdy building than it is to be on the road. So trust me on that, okay? I know what I'm talking about here. All right, so let's see the updated tornado warning. Back down to radar indicated. So okay, so it was a brief spin up. Brief spin up. That's good. And churro. Oh my god, I can't say that without getting too loud, and I don't want to get too loud. So South Michigan. So there is so I would say this region of South Michigan. Actually, let me zoom out a bit more. So, if you are kind of south of Kalamazoo and to the west of Jackson, I would say you need to be really worried. Um, in maybe even all the way to maybe all the way to Toledo. But this is the area that I'd say is the most under threat for the near term. Uh, so if you're in that area, make sure you're watching things as storms are coming across the lake. Once they reach shore, they might start getting tornado warned again. But at this time, I'm not entirely sure. So you'll have to see about that. You are in Bronson. I'm not entirely sure where Bronson is, unfortunately. I'm not too familiar with the geography of Michigan, but if you can give me a city that's kind of nearby, I can probably help you out a little bit in finding out whether or not you're in the area. So you're near Sturgis. All right, Sturgis. I saw Sturgis. I swear. Where were you? I guess not. Oh well. But yeah. So basically, if you are anywhere south of Grand Rapids, all the way Ann Arbor down to Toledo, if you're anywhere, so if on screen you see this yellow kind of curve there. If you're south of that line, you're in the higher risk for tornadoes, and some strong winds. But overall, it's a relatively. Oh, there's Sturgis. Got it. I knew I saw it. So yeah, I would say Sturgis itself is probably in some of the higher threat level. I'd be more worried if you were in like New Buffalo and Niles, if I were you. So where is it currently? So the storms that we're watching right now are currently passing by Chicago. So the line is right there. But we do have some supercells that recently popped tornadoes currently crossing Lake Michigan, and they are about halfway to the opposite shore, which will bring them ashore in Michigan. So basically, Chicago is the city that I'm most worried about right now, since that is a major metropolitan area. Um, and basically this portion of the line of storms here, I'm not too terribly worried about, as they're kind of along with the shear vector, or not the shear, the low level jet. Like they're in the direction, but it's a portion of storms that are currently here. They're not quite aligned, which means they're able to induce some extra shear and get spinning a lot easier. So that's why I'm staying on the air, because Chicago is still very much in the path of these dangerous storms. And it won't take much for them to put down another tornado. Let me just double check, make sure this is not a TDS, and it is clear air, so we are good to go there. Just double checking some other things. Bear with me here. But yeah, so if you are in the chat, you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding your area or regarding anything really, just let me know. I am more than willing to answer your questions if you have any. Let's see here. Yeah, so regarding your mention of a ground stop, Mr. Raymond, O'Hare did in fact issue a ground stop, and they were also diverting all incoming flights. So yeah, they did the right thing. They absolutely did the right thing. Let's see here. Aaron, you're in Berwyn. Berwyn, which state is my question to you? Which state? And then if you can give me like a major city that's near you, that'll help me narrow in your location. I can give you some better information. Berwyn, Illinois. Okay. So, all right. You're right next to Chicago, Chicago. Okay, so I'm going to assume that you are in this corridor then. So I would say stay in shelter for now. Um, you could be in the polygon, you could not be, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Just stay in shelter for now. The tornado warning will expire in 25 minutes. At that point, then I'd say you're in the clear. But for now, just stay in shelter because there's a couple of suspicious looking storms here. One is going to pass by Stickney here, and the other one is kind of up by the I-90 corridor. So make sure you stay in shelter, at least for now. It should be over in about 15 minutes, if I were to make a guess. And at that point, you can get out and you can actually go do whatever you want to do. You can go get those cookies if you want. But in the meantime, you can stay here, you can listen to us, or listen to me rather, and we can get things, we can keep things going for as long as we need to. I don't think I'll need to stay on the air for too much longer. I'm just going to wait until the tornado warning expires, and at that point, if there's nothing on the ground, I think I'll end the stream there, just so that way I can save my voice a little bit, because it's already kind of dying, and I might have to go on the air tomorrow again, so we'll see. We'll see how things go. But to everyone who has stuck around, um, I do seriously want to thank you for doing so. It is always a pleasure being on air, just to be able to relay some information to everybody. No matter how many people there are, just getting information out is what we're here for here at Advective Weather. So if you got any useful information out of this, make sure to, if you want to be notified of future updates or future live streams, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Every single one of you is supporting us. I may not seem like it, but seeing the number go up makes the 6 or 7 of us that are here on Advective Weather very happy. So it warms our hearts to see that our efforts are making an impact on the society that we are trying to reach out to. Oof. Let me stretch my back out. Sorry, chat. Oh, sorry guys. I've been sitting in this chair for how long today? 11 hours. This is also my workstation. So my back is kind of killing me. Sorry. All right, let's get this back in motion, shall we? But yes, so for those who aren't aware, my name is Rishi. I am one of the founding members of Advective Weather. Along with myself, along with Kay, Thomas, Elliot, Ryan, Kay, Thomas, Ryan, Elliot. Yes, Kay, Thomas, Ryan, Elliot. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing someone, and I'm gonna feel extremely bad. Who was? I feel so bad. Oh no! All right, this is going to my this is 100% going in the blooper reel. Whoops. Let's see. Oh no, actually, no, that I got it already. All right, never mind. I gaslit myself. All right, but regardless, so the 5 of us, we started Advective Weather just as a brainchild. We were previously in a weather watching group together, but that group kind of didn't work out, is the best way to put it. So we decided to start our own channel, our own group, and we've been having fun ever since. And being able to do these live streams, being able to interact with you guys, that this is what our channel is all about. We also have a Discord. So I think that's in the description of the live stream. If it's not, then you can find it in the description of every single one of our videos that we uploaded to the channel. So if you go into the channel, you can find our Discord there. You can join the Discord. And we are planning a decently sized event in a couple weeks for the Discord community as our way to say thank you for the last 6 months because we launched on New Year's Day 2023, and we want to kind of show our appreciation in our own special way. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you join the Discord. We're more than happy to have you, and you are always welcome to join in on discussions when they happen. Is there any footage of the tornado? I don't know. Um, Not only that, though, I don't know if I'm allowed to show it on stream if it does exist, because licensing is a thing. I don't think we have licensing available to to show some of these things, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? Let me go in here. Go ahead and hide that. There we go. There we go. And that's been bugging me this entire stream having that. There we go. That works. That's much better. Much better. That way y'all can't see my apps. You can't see that I use MATLAB of all things. You can't roast me for using MATLAB anymore. All right, but beside the point. So Chicago, you are still under the gun from a tornado warning. Currently radar indicator rotation. I can see one area near Cicero and another one kind of in the little crook there of 290 and 90. So make sure that if you are in those areas, especially if you are north of 290, actually it looks like the circulation might have just gone offshore. And if you are here in the southern part of Chicago, that you are staying in shelter. Although really, realistically, the entire city should be under shelter at this point. So it looks like my time on stream will be ending here momentarily, as the last of the storms are moving offshore. If we need to go back online, I will get another member of the team to do so, as my voice is already kind of shot, and I have a lot that I need to take care of personally tonight. So I'll be making sure that another member of the team is able to go live if necessary. But thank you to everybody who's been here for these last few minutes. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or if you just wanted to talk with me, you're more than welcome to do so right in the chat. You can tag Advective Weather, or you can tag myself, Rishiko Karaika. I know you're not gonna be able to spell that, but regardless, that is my username here on YouTube. So if you want to message me there, you can go for it. Just put it in the chat box. It'll highlight, and I'll be able to read it. Refresh that page. Let me see here. Anything new from the SPC? I don't believe so. The tornado watch is gradually being trimmed, which is good. So currently the tornado watch is kind of only includes these areas of of the original tornado watch, so that's good. So yeah. But overall, I'd say that this stream worked out. I did my best in getting information out to the public, which is always what we are here to do. So I'm going to be watching this rather closely as it passes over I-55 on approach to I-90 and I-94. Once it passes by that and it goes off into Lake Michigan, that is when I will be ending this stream. Yeah, so overall, I'm not seeing anything too exciting else happening with these storms. Um, like I said, I'm just waiting for this little bulb here to move offshore. Then that'll be the end of this live stream. So, but yeah, overall, I do want to thank everybody who has been a part of this live stream once again. You all are the reason why I go live, or in myself. You all are the reason why I and the rest of Advective Weather go live and actually pump out our videos for you guys. So you were the reason why. Going through some other sources that I have, just making sure that I'm not missing anything. Let's see. So silver radar indicated. Looks like it's about to move. Looks like it's moving offshore now. Okay. So northern Chicago, you are in the clear. Southern Chicago, you're basically in the clear. With that, I am going to end our stream here. So there is also a severe thunderstorm watch, maybe even a tornado watch coming in for this area in particular. There may also be another tornado watch downstream of our first one. I'm willing to guess that this is going to be the Polygon or something along those lines, maybe a little further south. So be ready for that. If you are in Indiana, Ohio, or Michigan, you are probably going to be put under a tornado watch here in short order as these storms continue to move off to the east. But overall, I think the SBC absolutely nailed their forecast today. And I think the NWS offices out here in this region have absolutely nailed their warnings. So with that, everybody, thank you very much for watching. We will, excuse me, we will see you if another PDS tornado warning happens tonight, and one of us is available to cover it more importantly. So thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves and stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.